Now, there's a couple of ways that we can initially work with the meditation practice. We can stay in the meditation posture that we are most comfortable with. You can try, and you most likely will need to change posture at some point. You can try a different meditation posture, which may not be the most comfortable for your body. So there are typically a few different ways that people sit in meditation. I'm not asking you to do it naturally throughout the practice. Because of how I'm going to structure it, discomfort is hopefully bound to arise today. We want to.
And you look so nice.
I'm not going to do anything to you, just understand that. So, I mean, in the most simplest sense of like working with meditation postures, cross-legged seat is what most of us end up working towards. But we also have like the more Japanese Zen style of seating, which is to be more on our shins, which for some people, this is way more comfortable. And for others, you've already given me the grimace face. So yeah, like this definitely lengthens the quads and it changes what we feel here. Now, you may just take a few moments to try this. You can always sit your hips on blocks. You can elevate your hips as high as you can. The higher your hips are, for example, the less weight gets put down on the ankles. Limited ankle mobility will create a lot of discomfort here. Fun fact about this particular meditation posture, if you look at paintings from like ancient Japan, feudal Japan, there was everybody but one person that would be asked to sit like this. And that one person was the emperor. So everybody that went to go meet the emperor would be asked to sit like this. And they would have to stay like this for, it could be a prolonged period of time before the emperor even shows up. And what happens typically with people that are unconditioned to sitting here is that things start to go to sleep. Just given the nature of how the weight is positioned in the body. And given feudal Japan, they were not probably as courteous in front of the emperor to provide people with cushions and luxury, elevation. So imagine sitting here for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour, and you're just stewing. You're stewing in what's physical discomfort. And then the emperor shows up and he's going to sit cross-legged. Reason being is if you were an assassin of some sort sent to kill the emperor, but you had to sit like this for an hour, it could be longer. To get up out of here after a while, it is not something that is fastly done. It is something that's like, oh my God, okay. And by the time any action could be committed, it would be found. So there is a bit of interesting history behind this kind of posture.
Can you have your feet on the ground, or you have to have them up?
I prefer the tops of my ankles. I think that's a bit more comfortable. Now, if you look at, there are things known as like meditation stools that are meant to be assistive with this. And meditation stools, they'd be angled. They'd be angled so that your hips have a bit more of a softer angle to work with here. That's just something, right? But what an experience like this would do, and you don't have to stay here. If it's too much, it's too much. And we haven't even begun the meditation, so please understand that. We're used to sitting cross-legged where the body feels a certain way. The practice doesn't change, but the body changed a little bit, and you will start to notice a lot more. Now, you don't have to sit like this. I can still probably get you to feel discomfort regardless. And how that discomfort is going to start is we are just going to get asked at a certain point in time to start noticing certain body parts. So we start with still the foundation of mindfulness, which is of breath. We bring that sense of mindfulness into the body. And with the body scan, last week, we went through the whole body. So we brought awareness to body parts, but we didn't give it as much time to surface with all it could surface. So today, it's going to be less about moving around the whole body, but to then bring awareness to a certain part of the body. I'm just going to go through common areas, and we'll go through like 3 or 4 areas. Some of you may feel something, could be that pleasant feeling, could be an unpleasant feeling, could be a neutral feeling. You're not looking to feel anything in particular, but an answer will come up and you'll just observe what that answer is. And this is where we then learn to check in with how we react to these things that we feel. So there is a huge relationship between the feeling, and the feeling is neither good or bad. The body surfaces with a feeling. The emotion is what you perceive of that feeling. And that is where the reacting mind comes in. That is where restlessness may surface. The fact that I'm sitting here and my knees are making noise. Noise just in the sense that they are surfacing with some tension. There is the part of me that is able to be patient and hope for things to get better. But then there's another part of me that's just like, why won't it get better right now? And it's the ability to observe both halves. And the middle path is just to be in the moment, to observe it. Not trying to change it, not trying to fix it, but just being fully aware of it. And just that enough, once again, when you can see the habit of how feelings turn into emotions, when we can see that link and we take a step back from it, it lessens the power of the emotional hold that we have on wanting to change things. So let's try today's meditation. Like I said, you can sit cross-legged, you can sit how I'm sitting. Don't torture yourself. If you do choose to sit in that different meditation practice, posture, and things start to feel like too much, listen to your body, change the posture. So it may just be that for the first 5 minutes, you sit in that way. And I can mention when that 5 minutes shows up so that you can choose to change if you wish to change. Same thing is there. Use your blocks, use your anything. I guess I have the seat, I have the cushion, I can't offer this. Use whatever works best for you to find comfort in this new posture if you've taken it. But with that in mind, like,
I find this position more comfortable.
and that's perfect. Yes, but don't be. You just never explored this posture before, I guess, or maybe you have, or it's been a long time.
It's lighter on the back, yeah.
It is. So this posture, I find I can sit taller. Because a cross-legged seat will usually bring a bit more flexion of the hips. Flexion of the hips will naturally create a bit more tension in the lower back. So here, the hip flexors themselves, just anatomically speaking, this has very little to do with meditation per se, but it's still comfort of the posture. Because the hips are less burdened here, the spine has more space to lengthen up. Yes. So this is one of the postures that we can use to build a bit more verticality in the spine, to build a bit more space through the upper body. Hands may change position as a result, but otherwise we find a comfortable meditation position that we can work with. We start there. As we begin with the practice, we establish a connection to breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. Just starting there. And just that friendly reminder, if things start to feel like too much, we are not here to torture ourselves to feel discomfort. We are just going to feel different things within the body today. As you establish a connection to your breath, can you take a few moments to bring awareness to your body as a whole? So not identifying the body for all of its different parts, but just coming home to your body, bringing awareness into your body. And just in this initial moment, as we begin with our practice in this posture that we've adopted, notice a sensation in the body. Doesn't matter where it is. Doesn't matter if it's something you feel in your chest, in your back, in your leg, in your arm. Just the first one that kind of sparks up, that comes to the surface. And we don't need to analyze it. We're just looking to recognize what comes up. And if you can, try to identify, is this something that feels somewhat pleasant, unpleasant, neutral? Having named it, we can let it go. We were just noticing. We were noticing a feeling within the body, wherever that feeling was. And then depending on the nature of your mind, you may be naturally drawn towards something that feels more pleasant or something that feels a bit more unpleasant. Just depends what's able to grab hold of the mind first. But now let's be a bit more specific. Let's bring awareness to our knees. Whether you're cross-legged, whether you're resting on your shins. Just center your mind around your knees. Once again, no need to analyze anything, but just try to recognize. Not becoming hyper aware. We don't want to start being paranoid over what we're feeling. But as you stay steady with your breath, inquire very quietly. Is what you feel in your knees something pleasant, unpleasant, could be neutral, and that's okay. One of the main things that we're trying to practice here is that we are trying to practice allowing. We allow things to be as they are. We stay with the feeling, whether that feeling is pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. We stay with it, but we notice if there is an urge within us to move, to fix, to change, to distract, to tense up, to become restless, agitated, to want more. And remember, we're only focusing on the knees. Not above the knees, not below the knees, just the knees. See if you can let the feeling be without needing it to change, without wanting it to change, without demanding change. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Soft breath out through the mouth. And as you return to your natural breath, shift awareness to your lower back. And once again, we're just trying to notice. Those of us that have taken on a different posture, some of your noticing is around comparison. You will naturally compare. When I sat cross-legged, my legs and my lower back felt like this. When I'm sitting in this new posture, things feel like this. So there may be a contrast in feeling tone. This may feel more pleasant, this may feel less pleasant. This may feel neutral, there may not be any particular feeling. Just recognition. That's all we're asking for. We let the feeling rise. We acknowledge the feeling for what it is, with no need to analyze it, No need to adjust it, to fix it, to change it, to distract ourselves from it. The breath is there to create space so you can view what you are feeling with objectivity, so that you can work with the facts without layering on more tension within the mind. And it may happen that what starts off as something pleasant changes. Notice change. We don't need to stop pleasant feelings from becoming unpleasant or vice versa. We're just observing how things are constantly changing. And once again, slow, deep breath in through the nose. Soft release out through the mouth. We'll shift awareness to our hands. However your hands are, they don't have to be any special way. But once again, we're just noticing. You may feel some temperature. Your hands may feel warm, they may feel cool. You may associate this type of temperature with being pleasant or unpleasant. We don't have to move our hands to feel them. We're just using awareness to feel. Some areas naturally receive more feeling. They surface with more feeling than others. Notice if other parts of the body may be trying to distract you away from what's happening in this present moment, in which you're just being asked to feel your hands. And then once again, deep breath in through the nose. Soft breath out through the mouth. And just for a minute, just come back to your body as a whole. Just sense the body as it breathes, the whole body breathing. And as you zoom out from these body parts that we were centering on to the body as a whole, Notice if the overall tone of the moment changes. And as best as you can, just rest in awareness of this moment, of just the body breathing. Wonderful. And as we slowly come to the end of this meditation, please be mindful. Reconnect to your body. You can slowly open your eyes. Those of us with numb legs, we may need a few moments. Those of us laying down will slowly sit up. Before I offer some reflection questions, just take a moment within yourself of inquiring into how that experience was.